Hi guys, this video is going to be for my Sun, Moon, Rising Pisces for the month of August, what you guys can expect to be feeling, possibly experience, what you guys may be able to manifest during this time. So what you guys are looking at is the transits you will be walking into in the month of August, and I'm going to update them weekly as we get to them. So let's get to it. August 2nd, Venus in Leo is squaring Uranus in Taurus. So we have Venus and Leo in your 6th house, and it's squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 3rd house. Okay, so I see this as some type of argument, either an argument at work, or it's going to be spending money unexpectedly, because I'm a big believer that Venus squaring Uranus, no matter the house placement, no matter the zodiac sign, it's like something unexpectedly happens with money. It's either you get a bill, an invoice that you didn't expect, or it's like you didn't expect it because you thought it was already taken care of, or you forgot about it, whatever. It's the same type of energy. Or you end up spending more money than you should have. So it's some type of like impulse, or it's something randomly happening and it involves money. Now, if it's not money, it's always money for me. I don't know about you guys. Then I would say this is an argument with people you guys are dating, people you guys are in a relationship with because of that Venus. So I picture this as like shaking a champagne bottle, and what happens? Like, that's the energy it gives. So because Venus is in Leo in the 6th house, and Uranus is in Taurus in your 3rd house, I do see this as fighting with words. I mean, how else? Fighting with words, and I feel like it would involve like how somebody expresses their love, or maybe like their physical appearance. Like, so if you guys feel like I don't know, somebody's too showy with Venus and Leo energy, you may say something and then it would like create some type of argument. It could be your group of friends. It's definitely possible because you guys have Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, groups of friends, groups of people, in your 3rd house, which speaks of your local community. But I'm seeing this more as connecting with money because Uranus is in Taurus. And no matter what, at the end of the day, Taurus belongs to that 2nd house, which is our wallet, the things we own, the things we value. And it's talking to literally the ruler of Taurus, which is Venus. So I think either you guys are spending money on yourselves, and you're doing it passionately, like things without thinking, because it's in a fire sign. And it would just be impulsively, I feel like. Here's Aquarius in the 12th house. Hold on one second. Yeah, I feel like for some of you it's talking about definitely spending money on yourself, like your appearance. Okay, let's move on. So August 4th, Venus enters Virgo. Venus is leaving Leo in your 6th house, and it's entering your 7th house, which speaks of relationships, commitments, legal contracts, okay? So there will be some type of emphasis on, hold on one second. Where's Libra for you guys? Libra's in your 8th house, and where's Taurus? 3rd house. So I want to say, number one, you guys will definitely be attractive, like magnetically attractive when it comes to people wanting to talk to you, wanting to date you, taking you seriously. I do see that. I feel like I'm getting somebody from the past as well, because Libra rules Venus, Taurus rules Venus, and I feel like something may happen on the internet for you guys. The reason I'm saying the past is because the South Node speaks of the past, and it's in Libra. So I do believe you guys may start talking to somebody from the past, somebody you guys have been intimate with. Hold on. Yeah, I am getting like secrets, because I see something with the 8th and the 12th house here. I feel like communication would be happening secretly for those of you where you guys are talking to somebody from the past. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, anyway, also there would just be an emphasis on relationships in general. Like you guys may be interested in commitment during this time. If it's not commitment with another person, then I would say this could be commitment for work, something that brings in money, something where like you'd have to sign a contract and like for everyone to be on the same page. What else? Venus enters Virgo. That same day, Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo. Yes, 100%. Retrogrades speak of the past. So I feel like Mercury is talking about you guys legitimately either bumping into people you've dated, or traveling with people you've dated. Maybe it would be because you guys work together. I think that's possible too. It could be, I'm just thinking of random scenarios. It's got to be somebody's scenario out there, right? Mercury being in retrograde, I feel like you guys would be talking to people that you've dated, and it would be secretly, and it's like it would be secretly because since it's in Virgo energy, you guys would be like really making sure about this person, or you would be embarrassed because it's like because Virgo energy is it can see everything that needs to be fixed. It's, you know, I'm gonna name the negative traits about it, but there's so many positive traits, so I just want to be clear. So I feel like how this could manifest is being super judgmental about yourself when it comes to who you guys pick in relationships, especially more so in the past. It's like you would be thinking about people you've dated and how you don't want to make that same mistake. I do believe that. So you guys may be having like internal conversations with yourself about relationships during this time. You may be having like eureka moments. You may be having intuitive downloads. Or like I said, somebody may randomly out of nowhere from the past start talking to you guys, and it would definitely be in secret. And I feel like whoever this person is, they wouldn't live close to you guys. The reason I'm saying this is because Scorpio is in your 9th house, right? The ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. The original ruler of Scorpio is Mars, and Mars is in your 4th house in Gemini. So, and the fact that Jupiter is the original ruler of that 9th house, and anytime I see it in the 4th house, there's a conversation about traveling from home or moving from home. So for some of you, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are moving, or having conversations again, like revisiting an old conversation with somebody you guys are dating. Because Venus traditionally belongs to, Venus was in Leo, and this traditionally speaks of romance. So I do think it's possible that you guys may be having arguments at home at this time with somebody you guys are dating, somebody you guys are committed to, and it has to do with moving. I feel like there's some type of strategy here. I'm sorry, I didn't finish that last thought. So with Pallas Athena, there's a strategy. And you guys have this in your 9th house. So this is talking about like exploring on either philosophy, religion, a belief system, traveling, or spirituality, something of that nature, like basically getting more of an education in something. But you guys have it in Scorpio. So it's like you would be deeply connected to this at this time. And I feel like because the ruler of Scorpio, the original ruler and the current ruler is in the 12th and the 4th house, there's something very intuitive happening, but also something deep when it comes to like either a belief system or having hope in when I think of Scorpio energy, I think of like our shadow self, like being able to see shadow much more easily. And there's something about expanding upon this in private that's going on, that's creating some type of conflict. And this may involve, for some of you, people you're talking to, where like secrecy would be involved, or privacy, however you want to word it. But you'd have to travel to this person, or this person would have to travel to you. And it's like they don't live super close to you is what I'm picking up on. I feel like you guys are just, I want to say like, where's Sagittarius? Hold on. It's right in front of me. Yep, 10th house. There's some type of energy when it comes to your wallet and your money, because Scorpio energy is connected to money. And in order to get that, it's like you guys have to either learn how to go about getting this, or you already know and you have to go back to school, or you have to become your own boss. There's something you're deeply connected to, I feel like, and aware of. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm getting this, that it connects back to another person. So you guys may want to have some type of business partnership or make money with another person. Oh, you guys may, oh, I didn't even think of it this way. With Libra being in the 8th house, and the 8th house could be like seen as, like, let's say it's a shared bank account with somebody you're married to or dating. You guys could be learning how to be independent with how you make your money. And there could be some type of wound here. I think for some of you, you may have been dependent on others when it comes to getting money. And somehow this would connect to relationships. Or if it's not money, then it's just like being dependent upon others, either to validate you or just needing to be in a relationship. Okay, I'm spending way too much time on this. Let's move on. August 4th, there's a new moon in Leo in your 6th house. So something new is happening when it comes to the place of healing, or it's going to be work, and you guys being seen here because the sun is here. Wherever the sun is, you're being seen, no matter what. Doesn't matter. And it's in your 6th house. So this to me is speaking of being visible at work and shining. So I think you guys are either just doing really well, or you guys are going above and beyond more so during this time. You're just being seen. So if you're not moving up at work, and I think there is a possibility you could be with this once Venus enters Virgo, and the fact that you have the sun in Leo, you're definitely being recognized for something. There could be talks about maybe another position at work that would give you like a bump in pay. Yeah, I do see that. With Pluto in the 12th house, I do think that there's some type of leadership position that you guys are capable of getting, or that you're working towards. So Jupiter's the ruler of your 10th house in Sagittarius, and the original ruler is Saturn, and you guys have this in your 1st house. So you guys are being more serious about this type of stuff. You're taking yourself very seriously when it comes to either your position at home or your position at work. Where's Capricorn? Your 11th house. So you guys may be chit-chatty at work, I feel like, also. Talking to the right people. Talking to people who are well-connected or well-liked, popular. And trying to, like, social network. You're trying to put yourself out there. It's definitely got to be something for some of you. I'm getting work here. Okay, let's move on. What else? August 7th, Sun in Leo in your 6th house is sextiling Jupiter in Gemini in your 4th house. So the Sun and Jupiter, these are two loud energies, okay? Think of Leo and Sagittarius's. They're both fire. They're both passionate. They're both seen, okay? It's just a loud energy. Now, they're going to be sextiling. A sextile is an energy that you have to put work into in order for something to manifest. Otherwise, it's just an energy that sits there. So you guys have the opportunity to express yourselves when it comes to work and what it is you guys want. I get leadership abilities with Jupiter and the Sun because I'm convinced. I don't care. Well, no, I do care what's going on in your natal chart. But I think, generally speaking, most fire signs are meant to be bosses. They're not meant to work for other people. They're just not. And yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So the reason I'm even bringing this up is because you guys have Jupiter ruling your 10th house. And there is like this opportunity, this go happy, go lucky opportunity that presents itself at work to you around this time frame. So it's either just that you're feeling good at work, you're feeling happy, you may be a little more chit-chatty than usual, like you're expressing your private life at work, like you're bringing something that is more, that you usually don't express, like publicly. I feel like you're bringing that out a little more, because with Gemini energy, this is in your 4th house. So it's like when you're home, you may be an overthinker. You may be somebody who's constantly multitasking. There's a little bit of duality going on. I mean, everybody has duality, but I'm just saying, like, our 4th house is who we are when we're private. Like, think of that line, like, I remember my grandmother used to say it all the time, like, you never know somebody until you until you move in with them. That's what she used to say. And that's the truth. Holy shit, that is the truth. So you guys are Gemini in private, but publicly you're Sagittarius, which is funny because Gemini energy, you guys may be very like focused on the details at home. And during this time with Mars here, you may be like focusing on conflicts, or like your own worst enemy. I think of that energy too with Mars and Gemini, but definitely arguing with people close to you, like they would be fighting with you, or but Sagittarius energy comes off as calm, cool, collected. So it's like two opposite energies, and it sees the bigger picture. It's not focusing on the fine details. Like the way it was described to me one time is like, picture a painting of a tree, right? And there's all these branches and these leaves and all that good stuff. It's like if you ask a Sagittarius what's going on in that picture, they're going to tell you just what I said. But you ask a Gemini, they're going to be like, well, when I look at this tree, and then they may tell you what type of tree it is. They may tell you another time that they saw this tree and it reminds them of this other situation, or this event that happened, where, I don't know, they've seen this kind of tree before. They may also bring up the season it may be in because they notice how the leaves are falling in the photo. Like, legitimately, this is why Gemini energy is detective energy. So it's funny that this would be your private house, like who you guys are in private. It's very different than public, but that's how it works for every sign. But I'm just seeing it now. It's funny. Okay, so yeah, like I said, so since your 5th house belongs to Cancer energy, which speaks of your emotions, how emotionally healthy are you? How do you go about expressing your emotions? What do you guys hold on to when it comes to the past? Like, what are you not able to let go of when it comes to how you grew up? Like, this is connected to your self-expression and how you guys have fun. So you guys may have fun nurturing other people. You guys may have fun, like, just like being soft-spoken and trying to help. That's what I think of, like, when you think of the typical archetype of a mother, right? Because Cancer energy is supposed to be the mother. So somehow I just feel like this is connected to what you guys are bringing to the table at work. Like, you're expressing maybe your emotions, but more like in a very intellect type of way. You may be expressing knowledge that you know about, information or wisdom you have that you're kind of like private about, because when Jupiter's in a private house, this is somebody who is down to earth and is humble. And you may be thinking that Jupiter is like that in general. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. It's it usually, it can be looked at as being very confident and being very loud with the things it feels confident in. So when it's in a private house, it's like you usually don't know the positive things that this person has. Like, they're not expressing, like, if this person has money, you wouldn't know that. If this person has fortune, if this person comes from wealth, like, you wouldn't know that. So something here is being expressed that normally wouldn't be expressed at work, and I feel like it would work to your benefit. Like, people would want to talk to you and they'd be gravitating more so to you. So that same day, Mercury in Virgo in retrograde in your 7th house is conjunct Venus in Virgo in your 7th house. So when I think of these two signs linking up and talking to each other in a positive way, it's like your thoughts, your communication would be very sweet. It would be like you would be thinking kind thoughts about other people and relationships. But because it's in retrograde, this may be talking about either somebody from the past, like you're legitimately talking to an ex, somebody you've spoken to before, and you may be like very nitpicky. Like, you may not, like I said before, want to make the same mistake again. So you may be really like analyzing the situation or analyzing this person's words or your own words. Like, I feel like your guard would be up, and I feel like that's what Pluto in the 12th house does as well. Excuse me. So, yeah, I just feel like that would kind of be the duality here, that you're not maybe expressing because there's some type of pain with this. Because I'm looking at Mars, and Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it's the original ruler of Scorpio. So there's some type of like, I feel like intuitive information you're looking for, or you're trying to find, or you feel like you already know, and like you're this is why you're being so analytical, or like paying attention. I want to say, like, very much paying attention. When Mercury goes in retrograde in Virgo, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, it's like you're really not missing the fine details. It's like you're, if anything, I feel like you're really on top of it. And that's not to say that like there wouldn't be miscommunication during this time. It's just, I think more so you would be on top of your shit. So, but Venus, I feel like, is helping this at the same time, despite the fact it's considered to be debilitated in Virgo. So yeah, you would definitely want to fix things that you believe need to be fixed. But I feel like you may be more open-minded during this time frame with Jupiter being in Gemini in your 4th house. You would be more emotionally in tune with maybe why people behave the way they do, and trying not to be so critical because of it. I think you guys would try to be attempting this. Yeah. And I think for some of you, this is definitely talking about an old idea that you may have when it comes to making money. Or you may be speaking to like somebody who made you money. So if it's an old boss, I think that's definitely plausible too. Yeah, because Juno is also soulmate energy. So I feel like the fact that you guys have this in Virgo, a working energy, a little like a worker bee is what I think of. And then you have it in the 7th house of partnerships, relationships, legal contracts. You guys may be looking at this time for somebody to link up with. And if it's not like a direct business partner, you may just be looking for people to invest into when it comes to making money. Because when I think of Scorpio energy, I think of having benefits when it comes to being able to somehow I think of benefits when it comes to resources. And I'm not saying that's everyone's storyline out there, but I feel like they're able to be taken care of in some type of, like, in some aspect of their life with money. Like, it's almost as if the universe, like, throws them that because they have a very, like, karmic life, as do Aries. So it's like there are certain benefits, I feel like certain positive things that people don't understand, like why these zodiac signs have specific things or get certain things that seem very lucky. And it's like, because, you know, everybody has their own story, their own pain. But when you think about, like, planets in general, like, what is considered to be like a positive planet and what's considered to be, like, not so positive, and then think of that as, like, ruling your life, like, it's extremely karmic. So I feel like there's some type of strategy here when it comes to resources from other people, and you guys may be able to get it, like, literally making money off of other people. Aquarius, it could be through the internet, from, like, it would be powerful people, Pluto, but far distance places that are not close to you. I do see that. And it's like this communication, Gemini, would be happening in private at home. And then for those of you where this is talking about romance, yeah, I think you guys would be literally strategizing, maybe even investigating. Scorpio energy, investigate. Oh my God, that's so funny. Detective energy. You guys may be doing drive-bys during this time, I feel like. Like, oh, he said he's home. Is he home? Like, yeah, for sure. I definitely could see that as well. That's none of my business. Okay, let's move on. So, August 9th, Juno enters Libra. So Juno leaves your 7th house and is going in your 8th house. Okay. So Juno being in Libra is talking about, like, the best soulmate energy for you during this time, for your soul, would be harmony, would be being a diplomat, being well balanced, like connected with people who not only like, it would have to be some type of relationship where it is equal. You give and you receive. You give and you receive. It can't just be take. So yeah, and also when I think of the 8th house, I think of deep intimacy, which is funny because I feel like there would probably be difficult to hear for you guys, because when I think of Libra energy, I do think of, like, surface level, and that doesn't mean that, like, Libras can't be deep. That's not what I mean at all. It's just like, so I'm an Aries, and I would definitely say, and I know most Pisces, you know, don't vibe with Aries, and I get it, that's fine, whatever. My point is that as real as I believe I am, and I definitely think I think what you get is what you see, like, you always know where you stand with me. I think that as a rising Libra, I definitely don't, like, I try to hide Aries energy because it's too, I know that it's too much. Like, I can feel that it's too much, although it's who I am and I can't help who I am, and I don't want to change that. However, I notice there's a pattern with me where I like to keep things, I don't want to go too deep with people. I like to keep everybody in harmony. Like, I don't like when people are fighting, despite the fact I'm an Aries, right? People think this has got to work. I'm the first that's willing to fight, but I don't want to fight. I want things to be nice. Like, let's just sweep it away if we don't have to deal with it. Is this a conversation that needs to be had? And also, is this the place? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, when we're pissed, we don't give a shit. Like, no, I trust me. But my point is that you guys have this, like, internally going on where I feel like you guys may not want to, deal with your own stuff, because 8th house is like literally you internally and the things that go on behind your back. So yeah, I do think people would be very sweet behind your back. Relationships may be a little bit dicey behind your back because you guys are Pisces at the end of the day. You're healers. Usually people take advantage of healers. But you guys may not want to go too deep within yourselves because you may not want to see something. You may not want to see something, Venus, ruler of Libra, that needs to get fixed or could be worked on. Yeah, because Virgo energy likes to fix things, because Virgo energy is also a healer. It just goes about it differently than you guys, right? I feel like you guys, there is some type of soulmate energy that would work best for you at this time, where it's just funny because you got the South Node in the 8th house. So it's like, yeah, you need this to get to your North Node, but it's also like, I think there's this energy of staying away from going too far, like with erratic thoughts. And the reason I'm saying this is because traditionally this 8th house belongs to Scorpio. And Scorpio, the ruler of Scorpio is Pluto, and it's in your 12th house in Aquarius. So I feel like this, it's just, I feel like there could be a shakeup when you try to go too deep in your own personal world. But yet at the same time, I think there's something here from the past that connects to relationships that needs to be looked at, revisited, in order to like step into your power about the things you guys value. Because there's some type of wound here when it comes to the things you guys value. So since you have Aries in the 2nd house, to me, this screams like making your money through being, especially because you have all the money houses in fire signs, it screams to me being a boss, like, or at least you're supposed to be. If you don't resonate with that, then I would say some type of leadership job, like a supervisor, manager, if not an owner. But there's some type of wound here because what you guys value is Mars energy. But I think you guys have difficulty with this, with taking action. So maybe it's like during this time frame, other people, it's like you're being guided to open up your emotions to a certain degree. Not going too deep, but going deep enough where people feel connected to you and like they know that you don't have like this, I don't know, you're not completely and totally private or secretive, something like this. And they feel like they can connect with you and trust you. And they would want to, you know, invest in you, whether it's for money, work, or a relationship. I think that's definitely possible. Okay, so August 7th, we have the Sun in Leo in your 6th house, and it's sextile. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. August 14th, Mars in Gemini in your 4th house is conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. So these two energies, I think of Sagittarius's and Aries linking up, like men hanging out. And this is a good time. It's basically, I feel like one party encourages the other party. Like one is like gaslighting the other, like, yeah, you can do this, totally do it, go for it, why not, you got this, Jupiter. And then the other one is like, why don't you do this, you should definitely do this, go for it, what's holding you back, just do it, Aries. Literally, that would be the tagline for Aries, just do it. So as much as people like hate Aries and hate Mars, they think this is a very confrontational energy. It can be, but at the end of the day, whether it's good or bad, this type of energy motivates you to move and take action in your life. So I do feel like there's something happening based off of Gemini energy. So through talking with people you know, closest to you, people that may feel like home, or maybe it is family members, you feel motivated, you feel inspired to take courage, to take action. And this could be to travel for some of you, for sure, maybe to make a move. But I see this more as a leadership ability within the career place. It's kind of like you're making moves at home by talking to people. You may be working from home and talking and like social networking there, because you guys are trying to heal something when it comes to social networking, when it comes to the workplace, because Ceres is all about healing, and it's currently in retrograde in Capricorn. Capricorn technically belongs to the 10th house. So yeah, I think you guys are just, there's some type of strategy right now when it comes to expanding yourself, either at home. Okay, this could be home life as well. It's literally happening at home in privacy in the 4th house. Or it's talking about like you guys wanting to have some type of leadership role, make some type of move. It could be, like I said before, investing with somebody in something, linking up with somebody, or it's a relationship. Having the courage to take confidence, having the courage and having confidence, to go after the things you guys value. And it's like, it would be hard for you guys because of Chiron being in Aries and Mars is the ruler of Aries, but at the same time, there's so much positivity here and so much like initiation that I feel like you guys would be fine. Now, if you guys are arguing at home, or if you're arguing with anybody close to you, because Mars in Gemini is fighting with friends, friends becoming enemies, just fighting with your words, cutthroat energy. This transit also gives you guys the opportunity to like befriend your enemies. And I don't mean have frenemies, I just mean like whoever you're currently arguing with, by being mutable, Jupiter, and being cardinal, Mars, initiating something, you can have a conversation, Gemini, about your disagreements. And it's like, it's not like talking to a brick wall. You know how some people like refuse to talk to other people to clear the air because they don't know about like what type of response are they going to get, what type of reaction. And it usually connects back to the ego. This isn't that. This is like being able to have like a conversation, an open, honest conversation with people you have fought with. And it would end in a way where it's like, okay, I get you now, no problem. And then like you can literally be friends with these people, or just have like a mutual understanding and everything's okay now. So yeah, that's definitely, that transit has that written all over it. And then also, for those of you who are dating right now, or who are talking to somebody from the past, connecting with somebody from the past, be careful, because this transit also talks about like marrying the enemy. So I think that's possible too for some of you. So just, yeah, just be careful, that's all. So August 14th, that same day, Mercury in Virgo in retrograde in your 7th house is entering Leo in your 6th house in retrograde. So to me, this is again talking about work. There is some type of emphasis either with your confidence and adding this into your daily regimen, like literally speaking words of like affirmations in order to feel better, get healthier, because this is your 6th house, which is talking about the house of healing. And it would make you feel better about yourself. So therefore, it's like you would be able to manifest more easily, because your frequency would change. So therefore, it would attract different things to you. So I do think, again, this is you guys being connected to an old idea that may talk about or be about work, and how you guys can move up at work. Because again, you're feeling confident, you have gusto, you want to make moves, and it definitely connects to either your wallet, your money, or just what you value in life. And I feel like what's connected with this is taking action and not staying complacent, because being comfortable never gets you anywhere, right? So there's something to this. And again, you would be speaking to somebody privately at home that you're connected with, like I said, either in a relationship or I guess some of you could be dating somebody at work too at this time. Yeah, that could be a thing. But yeah, since Mercury rules Gemini and also rules Virgo, this is talking about like your 4th and 7th house being connected when it comes to your daily regimen. So I feel like you guys would be thinking about, like, again, past relationships, and is this healing for you? Does this affect your confidence in a good or positive way? Does it cause conflict, or does this like boost your ego like in a positive way? Okay. August 15th, Mars in Gemini in your 4th house will be squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 1st house. So there's some type of miscommunication when it comes to expressing yourself. Like, you either will hold yourself back and it may cause an argument, or like you may literally hold yourself back from taking action. That's how I look at this, because Mars is looked at as the child in astrology and Saturn's looked at as the father. Mars just wants to act based off of its intuition and feelings and passion. It's eager to just make a move, and it doesn't really want to think before it does it. But Saturn, the father, sees this and is like, no. Don't do that. We got to come up with a plan. So whether you guys are actually doing something around this time or not, you're going to feel restricted. Like you're going to feel like either your body is not capable of doing something around this time, or like you may restrict yourself from like talking shit, like getting in an argument. Like you may have things to say and you just know that like you shouldn't do it, so it causes like internal conflict as well for you because you're holding yourself back. I do see this potentially manifesting maybe with groups of friends or people you're trying to network with, people you guys may be communicating on the internet with. But yeah, I'm just seeing tension, and you know, like whatever plans you have, it would be put on hold. You would not be able to literally go further during that time. So August 14th, Mars in Gemini in your 4th house is conjunct. Oh, I already. Why do I keep doing this? Sorry. Let's put this over here. Solve the problem. August 18th, Mercury in Leo in your 6th house in retrograde is squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 3rd house. So to me, because Uranus can be looked at as intuition, messages from spirit, downloads, it can be looked at as a eureka moment when we look at this as like a positive way, right? And a negative way would be a disruption, something randomly happening that you didn't expect, and it causes an uncomfortable energy. It causes the Tower card in tarot, which is basically like not feeling grounded, because it's the energy is like the ground beneath your feet gets swept up beneath you, so you don't feel safe anymore. And this is connected to your thoughts or communicating, and it would be communicating to somebody from the past. So I do believe, especially since Taurus rules the throat chakra, I do believe, and the 3rd house is talking about communication, I do believe that there would be miscommunication, which would cause some type of argument. I also see like both signs, Leo and Taurus, as fixed. So, excuse me, sorry. Both energies are stubborn, is what I'm trying to say. They don't want to make a move. They believe they're right when they believe they understand or know something. And it's like, they don't budge. Like it's very hard to get these two energies to budge. So I always think of Uranus as like a lightning bolt, like hitting your head in a good way when it comes to, like, you wouldn't die. I think of this as like randomly thinking of something out of nowhere, and it's like it's intentional. It's like spirit or source, whatever it is you guys believe in, is reminding you of something or trying to tell you something. So it would happen randomly, but you would maybe misunderstand the message, and you may filter it through your ego, Leo. So it could be that, or you could filter some type of conversation through your ego, and it's like you're really not getting it. You're really actually not understanding or learning about, you know, what somebody's trying to talk to you about. So, and I do feel like this talks again about somebody you're connected to when it comes to a relationship. Mercury rules Virgo, and it's in your 7th house. Venus rules Taurus, it's in your 7th house. So I do think this is talking about like not understanding somebody you're talking to, like getting into some type of argument because of miscommunication. And I feel like it's a confident person, or like somebody who needs attention, somebody who, you know, believes they deserve this or that. And I feel like there's this energy of communicating. Like when I think of Taurus energy, I think of holding on to something. So I do think like holding on to something you've invested into because you don't want to let go because of either money or time you've invested into someone or something. And Taurus energy feels very entitled when it does own something, or it feels like it owns something. And this could literally be people as well. So I do think something happens here regarding the past, and there's kind of like, there's supposed to be like a eureka moment, but it doesn't get through clearly. And I feel like it would cause conflict with like your confidence, because this is the house of healing. So like there's some type of friction with this. So it may take a physical toll on you is what I feel. So that same day, Sun and Leo in the 6th house is conjunct Mercury and Leo. Okay, so that same day, it's like, so this is how I look at this transit. No matter what's going on in your life, so if there's a lot of bullshit you're dealing with or a lot of negativity, if you have the Sun conjunct Mercury, it's like you're able to bounce right back. You're able to feel confident. You're able to feel positive. You're able to see the light and be happy because the light is shining in your mind. So it's like there's some type of self-awareness going on. I feel like it's a very intelligent energy, a smart energy. Doesn't mean you're articulate. It doesn't mean you're a genius. It just means like you have awareness to something. So I do believe that whatever argument or friction may happen due to something you hear or a conversation you're a part of, you may actually just bounce back really quickly and like kind of be full of yourself, which is good because I think you would need it after whatever that transit, you know, manifests into for you guys. And I think you would just be feeling really positive. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to... And I feel like whatever this is, it's like you've done it before because, again, Mercury's in retrograde. So a bounce back, like being able to get yourself out of a funk. So that same day, Venus and Virgo in your 7th house is squaring Jupiter in Gemini in your 4th house. So I do think, I feel like I'm getting a storyline here, honestly. I just see boundaries being crossed because Jupiter doesn't like to listen to the rules when it's squaring. It's like there's a boundary and Jupiter's like, okay, well, I'm not going to listen to that. And it goes and it proceeds to do what it wanted anyway. And it's talking to, it's like about your private life and like intruding in your romance. Like either people are trying to get information or learn or gossip about you and your like whatever's happening either with your money or I would say romance, like what's happening in your private life with relationships. Like I just get an intrusion, honestly. That's what I get. Like come over here then, come over here. So yeah, and I feel like it's talking, it is expression because Jupiter being in Gemini and Mercury energy, but also because Venus rules Taurus and you guys have this in your 3rd house, communication. So I do think maybe groups of people would be talking secretly, Aquarius, behind your back about your relationship or what's going on with you guys at work. August 19th, Jupiter in Gemini, again in your 4th house, is squaring Saturn in Pisces. So here we go. There's like no boundaries when it comes to you guys. I feel like people would be trying to figure out private information, something you guys don't want to share. With that 9th house in Scorpio, it's like people would be trying to be detectives in your private life. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio. It's in your 12th house. Secrets. Aquarius. I feel like friends, people you know, or people on the internet are trying to like do research on you guys and try to figure something out without being like upfront about it. I do think it's connected to either money, business partnerships, or relationships, because you got Libra in your 8th house. It would definitely be a past situation. It wouldn't be something new. Okay, that same day, wow, Venus and Virgo in the 7th house is in opposition to Saturn and Pisces. So when Venus and Saturn are talking to each other in a positive way or a way that just requires work, there's something here that you have to compromise on, because you're willing to invest time and work into it because it's worthy of your time and it's worthy of being invested into. So I feel like with the 1st and the 7th house, this is literally meeting somebody halfway. It's a compromise with something. So you guys may have to open up, and you may have difficulty with this at this time. You may feel like you're in your power by having Saturn in your 1st house. Yeah, I would say definitely like it's probably a little bit of depression too, or like, I don't know. I just feel like your boundaries may be too high. So you may feel like it's because you need to protect your mind, your soul, your body, blah, blah, blah. But it's like in order to make something happen when it comes to either relationships or something at work, you have to compromise. You definitely have to give up on a dream or something you, what's the word I want to say? Idolized? I think I'm saying that wrong. Sorry. But there's something that maybe like you weren't being realistic about, and now it's like you got to get real about it in order to manifest this. This is how I see it. You got to get real, and give up a little bit on the dream that you had as to how something would happen for you guys, and stop like nitpicking, or stop trying to make something exactly as you wanted it to be. Stop thinking like it's got to be this, or it's got to be perfect, or maybe you're not realizing that what you're looking for is something to be perfect. All right, August 19th, that same day, we have full moon in your 12th house in Aquarius. So something's being illuminated when it comes to like the unconscious. Something is coming to light for you when it comes to either people close to you talking about you, like you finding out. Something is illuminated, but I feel like faker. With full moons, for me personally, something is partially illuminated. And even then, it's like things are not always illuminated during every fake yawn. I'm sorry. My dog, he does this thing to get attention where he fake yawns, and it's not real. It's just so sad. Like, he just does it because he sees, like, I love it. I don't know. I think it's so cute. Anyway, so my point is that something should be partially illuminated when it comes to either like on the internet, like something secret will come out, or I feel like something you will hear something, see something randomly when it comes to conversations, and these things would connect back to what it is you value, what it is you feel deeply about. But I don't think you're going to get the full scope, like the full story. I think something is partially being illuminated, because when you look up at the full moon, that's not really the light. It's not really the moon, right? It's the reflection. So, yeah, I think there's something to be said about that. I think you guys will definitely be in touch with your intuition around this time. And again, it's going to connect back to relationships. I do believe that. Okay, so August 19th, Sun in Leo, in your 6th house is squaring Uranus and Taurus in your 3rd house. So these two are very loud energies with the Sun and Uranus. We basically have Leo energy and Aquarius energy, and they're not getting along, okay? And it's happening in your 6th house and your 12th house. So I think there's difficulty with like being able to see something clear. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I lied. This is happening in your 6th house and your 3rd house. So I think there's like a disruption when it comes to either a conversation. I know Mercury isn't involved here, but since the 3rd house traditionally belongs to Gemini, I do think there's something to this. I think you guys may either like, I feel like be part, yeah, no, I do. I feel like you may be part of a conversation, like you're able to see something when it comes to conversations, and I feel like it causes a conflict. Or it could be how you guys try to express yourselves, like with your confidence or something. Maybe you just want to visually show to people at work, something you're proud of, something you're happy about. And it's like people don't vibe with it. They don't understand it, or they don't understand you. So it's like people or yourself are not able to see others clearly. This is how I take it. So I see this as having trouble with feeling good. August 22nd, the Sun enters Virgo. So in your 7th house, the Sun will be there. It's leaving your 6th. So there's going to be, especially with Venus being in the 7th, there's definitely an emphasis on relationships. You guys are trying to potentially heal a relationship because Leo's in your 6th house. So I think of healing. And it's in the 7th. So I think you guys are definitely trying to make something better. You're trying to fix something. You're trying to like cross your T's and dot your I's when it comes to an old situation or an old relationship, so you don't make the mistake again. That's how I pick up on this. Again, that same day, Venus in Virgo in your 7th house is squaring Mars and Gemini in your 4th house. Again, so for some of you, there's something happening that you're not expressing to everybody. So when I think of Mars and Venus squaring, I think of like the opposite sex arguing. So this is talking about like privately, as well as like private arguments with people you're connected with when it comes to relationships. So for those of you, if you're like dating or having some type of affair at work, I don't know. But I see this as definitely being somebody's story out there. It's like there would be some type of argument, or people would be talking about this, about you guys. Like there's definitely something, like conversations are being had. That's what I feel about you guys, okay? Because the 6th house is open enemies as well. So these would be people that are like, that you know. It's not just at work, it's also just people like close to you. So, and Gemini speaks of your local community. It speaks of your cousins, siblings, aunts, uncles. Yes, you guys have this in your 4th house. So, I mean, for those of you who may be trying to partner up with like mom, or like, whoever lives with you at home, yeah, you may experience like the other side to them, the duality within Gemini during this time. Or it could be you guys, where all of a sudden you realize you don't want to, link up either with this person anymore, or you don't want to take action when it comes to like a business relationship, because Mars rules that 2nd house in Aries, and there's some type of motivation you guys are feeling encouraged to go after when it comes to your wallet and increasing your money. So August 23rd, Mercury is in Leo in your 6th house in retrograde, and it's sextiling Mars in Gemini in your 4th house. So I look at this as trying to heal a conversation you guys had, or an argument you had that like went rogue. And I do feel like it connects to that Venus squaring Mars. Like I feel like you guys are trying to revisit an argument or a disruption, a fight, miscommunication from the day before. And it's like you are trying to heal this. You're trying to fix it. You're trying to be mutable, Gemini, be open to, you know, people expressing themselves in order to heal whatever happened. Let's see, August 24th, Vesta enters Virgo. So Vesta is that flame, that inner flame that just doesn't die. It's talking about passion. So you guys will feel very passionate about relationships during this time, partnering up, having harmony, and also being like there would be balance between you and this other person. But you would also be feeling passionate about getting to the root of it, like feeling very determined to get it right. So I see you guys having difficulty with letting this go, and it could have to do with pride because Mercury will be in Leo. And the pride part could be more so because of past experiences dealing with prideful people. August 26th, Ceres goes direct in Capricorn. So everything that happens in August for you guys is definitely like leading you up to this point where something is healing for you with your friends, with your group of people, with the internet, things of that nature. You guys may be more open during this time because Saturn's the ruler of Capricorn and it's in your 1st house, the body. And Mars, which rules the 1st house traditionally, Aries, it's like you guys may be more private, or like I said before, your boundaries may be too high. You may be keeping people out. So I think you may be healing this at this time when it comes to being or acting so disciplined or some kind of way around people in order to like protect your energy. August 27th, Venus and Virgo in the 7th house is trining Uranus and Taurus in the 3rd. So trines are blessings. It's an energy that's being given to you, or it's something that comes so natural to you, you don't even realize it. So when Venus is trining Uranus, I think of this as a shock, like electricity, but like in a, believe it or not, a positive way, okay? Like something randomly may happen when it comes to a conversation with somebody you are connected with. And this may be very healing for you guys. I say that because Aquarius is in your 12th house and Uranus rules the 12th house. So there's something that's like transforming and changing, slowly shifting in your mind, how you guys are programmed, however you want to phrase it. But I do see that happening for you guys at this time, or at least you're given the opportunity to go with that. August 28th, Venus and Virgo in your 7th house is in opposition to Neptune in Pisces in your 1st house in retrograde. So again, there's like compromising on a dream in order to make some type of I want to say healing relationship happen. Because again, Virgo energy is healing. It just goes about it differently than you guys, Pisces. So, yeah, I think with Neptune and Venus talking to each other, but like in opposition, it's talking about like oppositions working well when working together. So it's like you got to give up on some type of dream or idea that you guys have about relationships or how you should be treated or how you should be able to treat others. There's something here that you guys are trying to, again, fix, correct, make better. And it's like you just can't change people at the end of the day. So it's like you got to work with what you got. Do you accept these people as they are and see like Pisces energy, the good in them? Like the good that... like I feel like with Pisces energy, it's like intuitively understanding people without having to see the action or like hear the words. You just, and this also helps create forgiveness when you don't get those apologies, right? So there's something to be said about that. So yeah, you got to give up on something that you're holding on to. And I feel like Pisces energy, it does have a habit of holding on to things that it doesn't actually consciously realize it's holding on to. And then it ends up holding them back. It keeps them imprisoned. What else? That same day, Mercury goes direct in Leo in your 6th house. So whatever it is you guys are trying to make happen for yourselves during this time, I think you'll be able to either see results or it will happen around this time frame. I never see anything lasting when people do things during a retrograde, or like, no matter what, it's like you'll try to get out of it and then you'll have difficulty getting out of it, or it's just things. I mean, everything has an expiration date, but it's like with a retrograde, starting something at that point, it's like it would end much faster, or there would be difficulty with like ending it. Okay, so it's not a positive, it's not a good energy to start something. But sometimes you really can't control things, right? Things happen that you have no control over, and that's, I think, fated for sure. August 29th, Venus enters Libra. So Venus is leaving Virgo and it's entering your 8th house, which is definitely talking about if nothing is happening physically, then you're feeling some kind of way privately about, no, don't do it. Sorry. About another person that you are either talking to or you want to talk to, okay? So if nothing ended up manifesting during this time frame where you guys had a stellium in your 7th house, number one, I'm shocked. Number two, I would say that this is talking about intimacy, having some type of private relationship with another person, and not being public about it. Yeah, Mars and Pluto are in both like very private homes, and Scorpio, the ruler, why do I keep saying that? Pluto and Mars, okay, rulers of Scorpio. There's something here about having the wisdom to keep something private. August 29th, Venus in Libra in your 8th house is trining Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house. So when I think of Venus and Pluto talking to each other, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be like power dynamics, power trips, obsession, past life, karmic lessons, blah, blah, blah. But because it's in a trine, I don't see this like manifesting or unfolding in that type of way. I see a shift, like a transformation in energy when it comes to your mind and your internal world. It could be, Kyla, it could be possibly through intimacy. Sometimes when it is past life relationships, this can, how do I want to say this? Like, it can be very transformative. It can be the beginning of something very transformative on like an energetic level. So this could be that, but I see this more as just like shifting a mindset, which helps you guys internally feel better. When I think of Venus in the 8th house, number one, like you guys are definitely a sexually magnetic is what I want to say. And since Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio, the 8th house, it's happening in a private house. So yeah, I think like there would be like this split in personality with what are you communicating to people and what are you not communicating with people. And I think it does have to do with 8th house things, and it's connected to relationships, money, potentially, for those of you who are trying to make something happen with work and being independent when it comes to money. But I'm getting more of like soulmate energy when it comes to privacy and intimacy and not being so public. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to this. So yeah, I think with Ceres now looking at again, it may be very healing for you guys to act quote unquote stoic when it comes to the things you express publicly. With your friends or on the internet. There's something about this where it's like it connects back to relationships, and knowing where to hold yourself back and where to open up more so with. I think honestly, since Neptune's the ruler for you guys and it's in your 1st house, go with what your body's telling you. It gives me Mars and Pisces energy, and that can be confusing. But while Neptune's in retrograde, things are slowing down. So I think you have a better opportunity, a better chance to actually like not be super confused about, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, I think you guys should be doing what feels right, even if it doesn't make much sense. Because what's that line? Taking the path, I don't know. That's the beginning I remember. But you know, the path less traveled, it's usually the path you didn't expect to take. There's something to that, I'm telling you, but you got to experience it for yourself. So otherwise it feels very uncomfortable. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. All right, bye.